കോട്ടയത്ത് നടന്ന സൗത്ത് ഇന്ത്യൻ കോൺക്ലേവിനെ അഭിസംബോധന ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് നാക്ടോർ ചെയർമാൻ അശോക് ഭാരതി സംസാരിക്കുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ വാക്കുകളിലേക്ക്.
Have few things to share with you on the issue that the Supreme Court has delivered on 1st August. And let me say very clearly and loudly, this is the battle between justice and injustice. And Dr. Ambedkar said, justice is on our side. Unfortunately, judiciary is on the side of the upper caste. Justice is on our side, but judiciary is with the upper caste. So that is the reality of this country. Now, what we have been observing, particularly since the recommendation of the Mandal Commission were implemented, the reservation of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe is being merged, being seen as along with the OBCs. And the law of the land and law of the world says nobody can be punished or judged unless they are heard, unless their version is listened to by the court. But in case of the Dalits, we all have lived in the villages. In villages, if something happened, nobody listened to what Dalit had to say. Nobody listened to what a tribal or Adivasi has to say. It's only the people who control the village sentiments, they discharge the justice. And whatever they say, that is the justice. Whatever they command is the justice. Similar kind of the attitude has crept in Indian judiciary. So Indian judiciary is behaving like a don, like upper caste Savarnas in the villages, in the rural areas. And I will give concrete examples. I am not emotional. I am not saying this as an emotionally charged person. I know the facts of the case. And I know what I am saying. And I am willing to face the consequences also. And we must be willing to face the consequences when you tell a truth. And the truth is, let me remind to all of you. The first case, Indra Sahni versus Union of India. As all of you know, Indra Sahni, the Union of India, has nothing to do with the scheduled caste or scheduled tribes. They were not party to the case which was decided by the 9 judges in the Supreme Court. The issue before them was whether socially, educationally backward classes can get reservation or not. It was not about scheduled caste. It was not about scheduled tribes. It was only about other backward classes or socially, educationally backward classes. And we expected judiciary to be very fair. 9 judges, not 1 judge, not 2 judges, not 5 judges. 9 judges in the Supreme Court deciding whether socially and educationally backward classes get reservation or not. They decided that yes, reservation should be given to other backward classes. But they brought the creamy layer into this judgment. It's okay. But what also they brought in this, they said there can be no promotion in reservation, they brought this to the judgment. The impact of the judgment was, so scheduled caste, scheduled tribe were not party to this Indira Sahni versus Government of India. But when judgment came, judgment affected the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. May I ask the Supreme Court learned judges, did you ask any organizations or anybody or any person from the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe that okay, we are also discussing the case of the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, please come and tell us what you want? No. They did not invite any scheduled caste, any scheduled tribe. They did not make scheduled caste, scheduled tribe a party to this judgment. So without hearing the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, they hang the Dalits, they hang the Adivasi. That is the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court breaking the law of the land. The Supreme Court judges violating the law of natural justice. So this is the Supreme Court in 1990s. So they can decide without hearing Dalits. They can decide about Dalits without hearing Dalits. They can decide about Adivasi without hearing Adivasis. Is it Supreme Court or a panchayat of the upper caste Savarnas in a village? That's my question. We have been raising this issue. There has been no answer whatsoever from anywhere. Because they have no answer for this. They have done grave injustice to the Dalits and Adivasi, and we condemn the Supreme Court for penalizing the Dalit and Adivasi in Mandal Commission judgment. That is the one issue. So I am giving examples. That's the one example where the justice was murdered. Murdered by nobody else but the Supreme Court, by the 9 judges of the Supreme Court. And that murder continues even today. That mockery of the justice continues even today. Now let me share another example. Recently, this government of India, the BJP government, brought reservation for economically weaker sections. I am all in favor of the weaker people. As a person belonging to the weaker section and coming from a very poor family, I remember this government did not thought of my poverty. But all of a sudden, this government decided, oh, this country, there are lots of poor Brahmins, poor Thakurs, poor Baniyas. Let us work for them. And within a day, 2 days, they pass a legislation. And what is this legislation? This legislation says, 103rd Amendment, I believe, it says, the economically weaker section will be given 10% reservation based on certain criteria of economy. They should have, so Brahmin, Baniya, Thakur are poor, having 8 lakh rupees income. And scheduled caste, scheduled tribe are richer by having an income of 3 lakh rupees. So these are the policies. This is not my judgment. This is what Government of India says. The scheduled caste, scheduled tribe income limit for getting scholarship is 2,50,000 rupees. So, if any one of you earn more than 2,50,000 rupees, so your child can't get fellowship because you are a rich person. If you have to be so the Savarnas are poor by earning 8 lakh rupees per year, and Dalits are rich by earning more than 250,000 rupees. Now, I was talking about the EWS. So, EWS amendment says scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and OBCs are debarred from benefiting from economically weaker sections reservation. Dear friends, brothers and sisters, this is the first law in the country which exclude people, which debar people, which does not include people. This law is made to exclude scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and other backward classes based on their caste. That's what this law is about. This law does not debar Dalit and Adivasi based on poverty or their richness. This law debar scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and other backward classes based on their caste, because they get reservation based on caste. Our constitution was violated. Our values of the constitution are flouted. Our constitution clearly says we need justice, socio-economic and political. But this was violated. And this case go to the Supreme Court. This Supreme Court, till EWS case, has been denying more than 50% reservation to the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and OBCs. But because this case was the Brahman Baniya Thakur, so this EWS is about Brahman Baniya Thakur. So this is because of the Brahman Baniya Thakur, so all Baniya Brahmin Thakur united and decided, no, this is fine. This is as per the constitution. Is it justice? Is it constitutional? The case is still pending. So, no constitutional validity. So we have to understand that this is the kind of the scenario we are living in. I was in a conference prior to the Ram Janmabhoomi judgment, and Muslims and minorities, I was in a panel and Muslim speaker after one speaker, every speaker. We have full faith in the India's judiciary. And we are sure that judiciary will do justice. Then they asked me, as a panelist, I said, I wish your feelings are true, but let me share you, in India, I don't have faith on Indian judiciary at all. Whenever judiciary was tasked for justice, it has always murdered the justice in India. And if it was Dalit, it was complete murder. If it was Adivasi, it was murder of justice. So that is this. Therefore, and when Ram Janmabhoomi judgment came, case was title suit. The court was to decide whose land it was. And court says, erect Ram temple there. That was not the case. Who are you fooling? My lord, who are you fooling? You are not deciding land suit, title suit, and you are allowing to build Ram temple? Is it justice or the murder of the justice? So I am telling you, I am all narrating these stories to tell you the 1st August judgment, if you believe that we will win in the court, we are mistaken. This will not be decided by the court. It will be decided by all of us whether we want our right to be protected, our right to be secured, or we want to hand over our rights to a oligarchy of the Brahman Baniya Thakurs. That's what we have to learn. And I am sure it's like a story in our Hindi कि दूध की रखवाली बिल्ली से कराना mean you hand over the you hand over the protecting the milk to a cat. So I believe that we cannot hand over the rights of the Dalits and Adivasi to be protected by the Supreme Court or the High Court or any court. Our rights are documented in the India's Constitution, and our representatives are in the Parliament. Therefore, we have more faith on the Parliament, and we have more faith on Parliament than the judiciary. Judiciary has never ever protected our rights. Whenever it has decided against the interest of the Dalits and Adivasis. The history, documented history. So that is the issue that I wanted to make. Now, we have to, in any case, because we have said that we should fight in court also, so that they shouldn't say, oh, we wanted to do justice with you, we want to discharge justice to you, you never came to us. So we will not allow them this pity. We will not allow them. We will go to the court, we will file curative petition. The milords have refused to review the petition. You know that very well. The 7 milords have refused to listen to our petition. 5, I think 5? 5. So they have refused. Anyway, so we will go for curative petition. But certainly we will ask that let the people who are in this, who were part of the discharging judgment committee, we will also request let there be public hearing on this petition. That is the one. The second, we will ask that the Brahman Baniya Thakur should not be more than the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe and OBC in the judiciary. If they can't have more, let us have a balance. We want no Brahman Baniya Thakur to decide on the cases of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe because they have the conflict of interest with the Dalit and Adivasi. If any person having conflict of interest, they should not part of the judging team. That's what we want to say. Now, as we discussed today, and I am very happy that we have decided that this South India conclave to be converted into a national conclave. And we commit and we agreed that a national conclave will be organized in Delhi sometime in January, most probably 24th or 25th January, we will organize a national conclave. And we will speak loud and clear. Hell with your judiciary. We don't faith on you. We don't have any faith on you. Hell Mr. XYZ. Hell with Lord XYZ. We don't have faith on you. We have faith on our leaders who are there in the parliament. The job of judiciary is not to make policy. This judgment make a policy. This judgment declare a policy. That is not the job of the Supreme Court. This Supreme Court should not decide. Now, I'll raise another issue. They are asking for sub-categorization. And Solicitor General was also in favor of the subcategorization. Government of India was also in favor of subcategorization. I am asking the Government of India and I am asking the Supreme Court. And more, I am asking the Chief Justice of this country. Mr. Chief Justice, tell us the basis, the data which you have, your team of 5 judges studied and decided on subcategorization. We want to have access to those data. You have not shared those data in your judgment. Mr. B.R. Gavai, who was also justice and come from our community, he also has not provided any data to support his argument. No judgment, this judgment does not provide. They build on only arguments, not on data. The world is talking about the big data structures. Government of India has all data. Why Supreme Court did not ask data from the Solicitor General? When government has data, why Supreme Court do not ask the data from the government? Why the government and Supreme Court in collusion in hiding data? Tell us how many Valmikis are there. Tell us how many Pallar are there. Tell us how many Pariyas are there. Tell us how many Chakhalyan there. Tell us. We want to know. Because you are sitting on data. Government of India, Mr. Modi is sitting on data. Jitendra Kumar, Dr. Jitendra Kumar, Minister of DOPT in charge, he is sitting on data of every scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, OBC employees. Why can't tell you how many Yadavs are there? Why can't tell you how many Valmikis are there? Why can't you tell how many Dusars are there? Why can't I tell you how many Parayas are there? Why can't tell you how many Pulayas are there? You have data. Every Pulaya, every Chamar, every Dusad, every Valmiki, every scheduled caste, every scheduled tribe who joins the government or any public sector organization, they give you a caste certificate. If they give you a caste certificate, you have data how many people from which communities are working in the government. Why didn't you supply in the government? Why didn't you supply to the Supreme Court? Why don't you supply to the High Court? Why High Court after court, judgment after judgment? Why government is not supplying data to the court? We've asked the government. And because of not supplying to the data, you are murdering the justice by the High Court. You are murdering justice in the Supreme Court. That is our charge to the Government of India, to the courts here. But let me share with you, we will not allow the murder of judiciary to anyone. We will not allow murder of justice to anyone. You may be a Supreme Court judge, fine. You may be a High Court judge, fine. We have no issue. But we cannot, this country cannot allow murder of justice in the High Court and the Supreme Court in respect of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. We cannot, as a duty bearer, as a right bearer, we cannot allow murder of justice there. Last but not least, I have few things to share with you. We need as a community, why this happens? I had, Geeta Nandanji knows very well, when the issue of the SC/ST Act was diluted by the same my Lord's Supreme Court, learned judges, Bharat Bandh was given a call, we gave a call, and ultimately we bear the fruit also of that Bharat Bandh call, Then this 1st August judgment came, we gave a call of Bharat Bandh again, and happened everywhere. But as a Dalit and Adivasi, we need to think, build institutions. We need to have a unified voice to protect our rights. Right now, we are fragmented. We have thousands and thousands of the organizations at state level, local level, district level, but we do not have a single body at a national level. So therefore, we need to gather together and to build institutional structure to protect our rights. Mind it, politicians will have their compulsions. Judges will have their compulsions. Advocates will have their compulsions. And these are the people who are sold openly and discreetly. Everybody knows about it. Everything is saleable in this country. Even the souls are sold. You know, souls are also sold. So we have to think, how do we protect the rights of our people? And my request to all of you is, let us make a state level federation of the Dalit and Adivasi organization. Let us make national level confederation of Dalit and Adivasi organization. We tried to build National Confederation of Dalit and Adivasi organization in 2001. And because we created the confederation, we were successful in repealing what dilution came through the Supreme Court. And if you all of you support, I am pretty sure that we will be able to repeal this danger of sub-classification that government want to push on us. It's only our unity that will bring it. Curative petition will be very costly, because review petition was easy, filing petition, but curative petition, there is a process. You need to hire a lawyer of eminence. And you know, lawyer of eminence, their soul does not go by justice. Their soul go by money. And they need 5 lakh rupees a hearing. And there are advocates who charge 15 lakh rupees for a hearing. So we have to understand this. So we have to decide as a community, we want to fight in court or parliament or on the street. My suggestion would be, we fight everywhere, because the future of our generation is at stake. Future of our people are at stake. No space should be left for protest. No space should be left that not go challenged. So friends, I am very, very grateful to all of you, and we have to think, time to mobilize our might, our strength, and just to spell out your strength. I wanted to speak many things, but I have shared data just to tell you a small data things also. The Dalits have 1,195 castes which were enumerated in 2011. How many? 1,195 castes. Out of this 1,195 castes, 461 castes are having population less than 1%. Having less than 1,000, having less than 1,000 in numbers and less than 1%, only 0.06%. Then there are 314 castes which are having population between 1,001 to 10,000. So 750 castes of the scheduled caste have total population of 0.7%. And if we add another 261, then they will add another 4% or 5% or so. Only 64 castes have population more than 78% of the scheduled caste population. So we should not get in the we should understand the data and the reality, because most of our politicians, political parties, organizations, they do not understand the demography of caste. Therefore, because of lack of this understanding, they always side with the wrong judgment. They side with the wrong notions. We studied a bit of Uttar Pradesh data, and I will share those data. In Uttar Pradesh, there are 7 castes which are big castes and form almost 90% of the population of the scheduled caste in Uttar Pradesh. There are 66 castes in Uttar Pradesh of the scheduled caste. There are 66 castes of Dalit in Uttar Pradesh. Out of the 60 castes, 7 castes are about 90% of the total of the scheduled caste. 7 castes about 90% of the total caste, scheduled caste in Uttar Pradesh. When we studied the data, we found the Parsis, which are 15% of the scheduled caste population, have only 4% of them working as a main worker. Compared to the Valmikis, who have 3.14% population of Uttar Pradesh and who love to have the subcategorization, they have a population of 3.14%, but 15% of this population is in the main work. So 15%, the caste having 15% population has only 4% share in the main work, while 3%, a caste having only 3% population having 15% in main work. Many people do not know this data. Even I doubt the Valmikis knows this data. I doubt Parsi knows this data. So we need to, National Confederation of Dalit and Adivasi organization, to which I belong to, we are studying this data very seriously. We are sharing this data with the people very seriously, and we hope when you come to Delhi for this national conclave, we will have the whole data analysis ready with us, and with those data, we will challenge the government, we will challenge the judiciary, we will challenge the media and the perception of the society. Thank you very much. Jai Bhim, Jai Bharat.